Welcome to CBSE Class 9 Employability Skills Part A. In this lesson, we will explore Unit 1, Communication Skills, focusing on Chapter 3, Perspectives in Communication. Communication is not just about speaking or writing, it is about how we understand and interpret messages from different viewpoints. Every individual may see the same situation differently based on their experiences, thoughts, and emotions. In this chapter, you will learn how perspectives influence communication, why misunderstandings happen, and how effective communication can be achieved by considering others' viewpoints. Developing this skill is essential for building strong relationships, improving teamwork, and succeeding in both personal and professional life. Let's begin this journey to become better communicators. In this chapter, we will cover some important topics related to communication and perspectives. We will begin with a brief introduction to understand the basics of communication. Next, we will learn about perspective in communication, how different people can interpret the same message in different ways. Then, we will explore the factors affecting perspectives in communication. These include visual perspective, which is how we see things physically. Language, which can influence understanding based on words and expressions used. Past experiences, which shape how we interpret situations. Attitude, or the way we think and feel about something. Prejudice, which can create bias in understanding. Environment, meaning the surroundings or situation we are in. Feelings, which affect how we react to messages. And beliefs, which are our personal values and ideas. By the end of this chapter, you will understand how these factors influence communication and how to communicate more effectively. Let's move ahead and explore each topic in detail. Let us begin with a simple real-life situation. Mr. and Mrs. Sharma have recently moved to a new neighborhood with their son, Vivan. Vivan has Down syndrome, a genetic condition that affects physical features and learning ability. Every evening, Mrs. Sharma takes Vivan to the park. However, no child interacts with him except Rohan. Most of the mothers in the neighborhood have told their children not to play or talk with Vivan. They fear that he might behave violently. But Rohan's mother is different. She has read and understood about children with Down syndrome, and she knows that this belief is not true. Because of this, while other mothers have formed a wrong opinion about Vivan without really knowing him, Rohan's mother has a correct understanding. This example shows how people can develop different perspectives based on their knowledge, beliefs, and assumptions. Here, the wrong perspective of the mothers is affecting their behavior and communication with the Sharma family. So, in this chapter, we will understand what perspective means, how it is formed, and how it influences our daily communication. Now, let us understand what perspective in communication means. Perspective is an individual's point of view. It is the way a person interprets and understands communication and events happening around them. Different people can have different perspectives because everyone sees and understands things in their own way. For example, look at the image. One person sees the number as 6, while the other sees it as 9. Both are correct from their own position. This shows how perspective depends on where we stand and how we look at things. In the same way, when we communicate, we do not just hear words, we interpret them through our own knowledge, beliefs, and motives. That is why the same message can be understood differently by different people. Understanding perspectives helps us communicate more clearly, avoid misunderstandings, and respect others' viewpoints. Now, let us move to the first factor affecting perspectives in communication, visual perspective. Our brain receives information through our eyes and tries to interpret what we see. However, we do not always notice everything. We tend to focus only on certain parts of a scene, usually the parts that catch our attention the most. This is called visual perspective. It means that two people looking at the same situation may notice different details and form different understandings. Because of this, what we see is not always the complete picture, it is only what our mind chooses to focus on. To understand this concept better, let us look at some examples in the next part. Let us understand visual perspective with an interesting example. Look at the given figure. What do you see? Some of you may see two black faces facing each other. Others may see a white vase in the center. In fact, both are correct. This figure has two visual perspectives. One shows two faces in the foreground, while the other shows a vase in the front. Usually, we notice only one perspective at first. The second perspective becomes clear only after we observe more carefully or when someone points it out. This shows that both perspectives are valid, even though they appear different. In real life, our visual perceptions often lead to quick judgments about people. We may judge someone based on their appearance, qualifications, mental ability, or financial status. However, just like the image, what we see first may not be the complete truth. So, it is important to observe carefully and avoid making quick judgments while communicating with others. Now, let us look at another important factor affecting perspectives: language. Language plays a major role in how we interpret messages. The same words can have different meanings depending on how a person understands them. As Larry Barker rightly said, words themselves do not carry meaning, people give meaning to words based on their own experiences, knowledge, and attitudes. Because of this, even when we think we understand each other, misunderstandings can still occur. Let us take a simple example. Consider the statement, "The man is fair." This sentence can be understood in two different ways. It may mean that the man has a light complexion, or it may mean that the man is unbiased and just in his judgment. This shows that language can lead to different interpretations. So, while communicating, we should be careful with our choice of words and ensure that our message is clear to avoid confusion. Now, let us understand another important factor: past experiences. Whenever we enter a situation or communicate with others, we already carry certain expectations. These expectations are shaped by our past experiences. Our previous experiences act like filters. They influence how we think, how we behave, and how we respond in similar situations. For example, the first time you perform on a stage, you may feel very nervous. But if your teacher and classmates appreciate your performance, you feel more confident the next time you go on stage. Let us look at a few more examples. If you once spoke in class and others laughed, you may hesitate to speak again in the future. Or, if a classmate refused to lend you a notebook earlier, you might avoid asking them again, even though they may respond differently this time. These examples show that past experiences can strongly influence our communication and behavior. So, it is important to not let negative experiences control our future actions and to stay open-minded in every new situation. Now, let us understand another important factor: attitude. Attitude is a person's mindset. It determines how we perceive a situation and how we respond to it. Let us look at a simple example. Imagine a glass of water. Is it half full or half empty? Some people may say it is half full, while others may say it is half empty. Both are correct, but the difference lies in the person's attitude. A person with a positive attitude focuses on what is present and feels grateful. On the other hand, a person with a negative attitude focuses on what is missing and may feel dissatisfied. This example is often used to describe optimistic and pessimistic thinking. Similarly, in real life, some people focus on opportunities and stay positive, while others focus on problems and complain. So, our attitude plays a very important role in shaping our perception and communication. A positive attitude helps us understand others better and communicate more effectively. Now, let us understand another important factor: prejudice. Prejudice is an opinion or idea that is not based on facts, logic, or actual experience. It is usually a negative attitude, especially when it involves dislike or intolerance towards certain groups of people. Prejudices can develop due to cultural influences or personal preferences. When we act on our prejudices, it leads to discrimination. This means we make decisions about people without knowing the full truth about them. For example, people may judge others based on social status, gender, abilities, religion, or culture. When we categorize people in this way, we stop seeing them as individuals. We ignore their unique qualities and fail to understand them properly. This affects communication in a negative way. It reduces our chances of building meaningful and successful interactions. Therefore, it is important to keep an open mind and try to understand others without preconceived notions. Good communication requires us to look beyond prejudice and treat everyone with fairness and respect. Now, let us understand another factor: environment. Do you speak to your parents in the same way that you speak to your friends? Are you equally formal with everyone you know? The answer is no. This is because we communicate differently in different environments. For example, some students feel shy and hesitate to share their opinions in the classroom, while others feel confident and enjoy speaking in front of everyone. Because of this, some students actively participate and learn more through discussions, while shy students may remain silent. However, when a teacher talks to these shy students individually, they often feel more comfortable and express their thoughts better. This shows that the environment plays a very important role in communication. When we understand how the environment affects communication, we can better understand others' behavior. It also helps us create a suitable environment where everyone feels comfortable to communicate openly and effectively. Now, let us understand another important factor: feelings. Our feelings influence the way we communicate in two main ways. The first way depends on how we feel on a particular day. If we are feeling happy and well, we communicate normally and positively. But if we are unwell, tired, or in a bad mood, our way of speaking may change. This shows that our emotional state can affect our communication from day to day. The second way depends on how we feel about a specific person. When we like someone, we naturally communicate in a friendly and positive manner. But when we interact with someone we do not like, our tone, behavior, and even body language may change. So, feelings play a very important role in shaping how we express ourselves and how others understand us. Being aware of our feelings can help us communicate more calmly, clearly, and respectfully. Now, let us understand the final factor: beliefs. Our beliefs play a very important role in shaping our perspectives. They form the basis through which we interpret any message or situation. In fact, beliefs create a continuous cycle. First, our beliefs influence our behavior. Then, our behavior affects our communication style. Our communication style influences how others respond to us. And these responses, in turn, reinforce our existing beliefs. This is why it is called a cycle. For example, if a person believes that others will not listen to them, they may communicate less confidently. As a result, others may respond less actively, which further strengthens that belief. So, our beliefs directly and indirectly shape how we communicate and how others react to us. Therefore, it is important to develop positive and open-minded beliefs so that our communication becomes more effective and meaningful. Let us understand beliefs more clearly with an example. Rohan believes that nobody likes him. Because of this belief, he does not trust others and keeps himself distant. He often behaves aggressively, thinking that this is the only way to express his feelings. As a result, people avoid interacting with him. This reaction from others further strengthens his belief that nobody likes him. This shows how beliefs create a vicious cycle that keeps repeating. However, this cycle can be broken. If Rohan makes a conscious effort to change his thinking and behavior, he can improve the way he communicates. When we change our communication style, others also begin to respond differently. Thus, positive changes in our beliefs can help us think better, behave better, and build stronger relationships. Let us now understand beliefs from a deeper perspective. Dr. Eric Berne's theory of transactional analysis explains how our belief system affects our behavior and communication. This theory helps us understand how we see ourselves and how we relate to others. According to Dr. Berne, there are 4 life positions that people may adopt in any interaction. These are: I am okay, you are okay. I am okay, you are not okay. I am not okay, you are okay. I am not okay, you are not okay. These positions reflect how we think about ourselves and others. For example, if a person believes, I am not okay, it means they do not feel confident about their own thoughts and decisions. If they also think, you are okay, they may consider others to be better or more capable. So, when someone approaches a situation with the mindset, I am not okay, you are okay, they place themselves in a weaker position. This affects their communication, making them less confident and more dependent on others. Understanding these life positions helps us build a positive mindset and communicate more effectively. Let's understand these life positions in a very simple way. First case, you are okay and I am okay. This is the best situation. You feel confident and you also respect others. You speak clearly and calmly, and communication becomes smooth and successful. Second case, you are okay, but I am not okay. Here, you feel less confident than others. You may hesitate to speak or feel nervous. Because of this, you may not express your ideas properly. Third case, you are not okay, but I am okay. In this case, you think you are better than others. You may speak in a rude or angry way. This can hurt others and create problems in communication. Fourth case, you are not okay, and I am not okay. Here, neither you nor others feel confident. You may avoid talking or not cooperate at all. This leads to poor communication. So, always try to follow the first position. You are okay, and I am okay. It helps you stay confident, respect others, and communicate in the best way. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this lesson helpful, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more educational content. You can download the complete notes from the link given in the description box. Also, Join our Telegram channel for study materials and updates, and follow our Instagram page for more educational content. All the links are provided in the description box below. Keep learning and stay connected.